Coming up here on GMA, the heat from here in the desert all the way to the northeast this week, and a new study on sea level rise. Tulane University bringing us interesting information about the natural variability and how much it has impacted storms like Ian or Michael on the Gulf Coast and some parts of the southeast with their king tides. On top of all of that, we have to get into the deadly rampage that happened at a Kentucky bank. We've learned that the death toll is climbing overnight, and also we'll get into the investigation. And then new warnings about those free charging stations for your phone at airports, shopping centers, and other public places when you shouldn't use it. That and so much more right here on GMA.
To most, I am known simply as
Renfield's boss.
Nicolas Cage goes full vampire in the horror comedy Renfield.
I am Dracula.
I always was a fan of Lon Chaney Sr. and what he could do working from the outside in terms of makeup in, and wanted to transform myself physically in a movie in a very big way. And it's remarkable how much your look can help with a performance.
The first time we saw him as Dracula, that was incredible. He looks so much like a weird combination of Christopher Lee and Bela Lugosi, just when, just as a human being when he's in the costume.
My boss gave me this power. In return, I tend to his needs, including care, feeding.
The movie takes a modern approach at examining the dysfunctional relationship between Dracula and Renfield.
Dracula had been done 1,000 different ways, and I wanted to try and find like a unique angle from which to view the character from.
Renfield, this is codependency 101.
That's a very serious topic within this film, is this codependent relationship and how these two characters rely on each other, but also kind of have this quite abusive, toxic environment that they've been living in for maybe 100 years together.
Now, let's eat.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damicella.
Ahead in the next hour, GMSA, the city of San Antonio has a new website to help you find affordable housing, how it works and helps you with your budget. Plus, the San Antonio Book Festival is just days away. We're introducing one author who's embracing his culture and heritage through poetry. And up next, medication called Narcan could mean the difference between life and death. A local doctor tells us how it can stop people from overdosing and how you can get it for free. And tracking traffic around the Alamo City metro area this morning, Stephen Cavazos is here, and he is updating everybody on any traffic troubles around town. Right now, you're looking live at I-37 and Loop 410. Be right back.
I'm ABC's Emwin in Washington. Heartache out of Louisville, Kentucky after a gunman opened fire in a bank, killing at least 5 people. The latest coming up.
Also this morning on GMSA, 2 kids narrowly escape a home on the city's north side after a domestic violence shooting involving their mom and 2 other children.
And let's look out there with live cam. Patchy fog in our area, but not too bad. We're starting at 58 degrees, and we're going to check in with Mike right now to see what we can expect for the rest of your day.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on your Tuesday, April 11th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good Monday. It took a while for the sun to, really show up yesterday, but today may be different.
And right now is here. Mike Ostrage is to our right and joins us with an update on the situation regarding the potential for some fog out there.
There's little bits here and there, like up in New Braunfels. It has gone from 3 miles down to a half mile, back up to 3 miles. So nothing really, the thick pea soup. But just be on the lookout for the next couple of hours. And we do have a lot of clear skies other than some of that patchy fog around the area. As you can see out there by the airport, maybe 1 or 2 clouds hanging around here. Kerrville has now dropped down to just a half-mile visibility, so that has really dropped. And Port SA has dropped a little bit, as has Pleasanton. Gonzales down to 2.5. New Braunfels now up to 7 miles visibility. So again, it's just very, very patchy in nature, although there are hints of fog everywhere, pretty much everywhere around the area. And we're down to a half mile, like I said, in Kerrville. That's some of the thickest fog out there. Temperature, we've, warmed up a couple of more notches, up to 60. 50 Comfort, 52 New Braunfels, as well as Bulverde. humidity. We do have a lot of mold, a lot of oak, although oak seems to be kind of trimming down as time rolls on. So we're starting to be on the waning side of that season. And pecan and grass are definitely on the low side. The updated count is going to come out in about an hour and a half. Temperatures will stay basically steady, fluctuate here or there, a couple of degrees throughout the rest of the morning, and we'll have some patchy fog. Then we're going to see more sunshine, make it up to 72 at noon, and then continue up into the upper 70s later on today. Still not quite up to par. 80s the normal high. We're going for 77 for high temperature. Slightly warmer tomorrow as well as on Thursday. Humidity is going to be comfortable later on this afternoon. It's going to be a very nice spring day as well as tomorrow. Then we start to see a bit more humidity and we'll get up into the 80s. Very hot and humid Saturday. We've got some rain chances to talk about as well as we go into the weekend. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, any big problems out there?
Mike, unfortunately, looks like we may start seeing some issues out there. 35, just hearing reports of a pretty serious crash on 35 northbound at Nogalitos. Now, these TransGuide cameras aren't capturing the incident just yet. I have to get on the phone with our friends over there, see if we can get a shot of the conditions. But we do know that there are flashing lights out there. And obviously, it's in an area with the northbound lanes, which could impact the commute for anyone that's traveling, maybe in from Lytle this early in the morning. Now, 35 northbound near Nogalitos is where we have that crash pinpointed. This is always subject to change as sometimes investigators tend to move the crash scene during their investigation. But thankfully, we're not seeing a big delay just yet. No word yet on any injuries, but we will find out the details. But let's hope everyone is doing okay out there. Giving you a wide view of the metropolitan area. Thankfully, it's not a lot of congestion out there. Really, just the topic will be some of the road closures. But if you plan on traveling in this early from any of these communities, it's still in the green. I-10 westbound is about a 29-minute commute from Seguin, about 33 minutes. It's the usual drive time from Livonia along 87 northbound. And for our friends down in Floresville, we're seeing about half an hour to commute to get to the Alamo City. But let's get it back here on TransGuide. There's the rotation at 10 at Pro Grand, 35 at Benz Engelman. We're seeing the commute get busier, but again, as I mentioned, I'll have to get on the phone with our friends at TransGuide to see if we can find a camera in the area that'll show us the conditions where that crash has been pinpointed near Nogalitos. I'll have an update coming up a little later on. Mark, stuff.
Thank you, sir. To a top story this morning, 2 toddlers and a woman shot at a home on the city's north side last night. 2 other children in the home narrowly escaping the shooter. KSAT's John Paul Barajas breaks down what happened.
We're off Haskin Drive and Country Place, where police said they caught up with that 50-year-old suspect at this home behind me. They do think that 50-year-old suspect is responsible for shooting the 1, 2, and 28-year-old victims in this case. They believe the 28-year-old and 50-year-old were significant others in some capacity. They're not sure if it was boyfriend, girlfriend, or wife and husband. Now, the shooting call for this came out around 7 p.m. Come 8:30, they had that suspect in custody. And just before 10:30 p.m. at night, they did execute a search warrant and were inside the house. At this time, it is unclear what led up to this tragic shooting, and the name of the suspect has not been released. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
And have you seen this person? San Antonio believe he stole from a business back in January, and it happened on South Zarzamora Street. Officers did not say what they think the man shoplifted or how much it was worth, but they did say he showed a handgun while he was stealing. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Robbery Task Force Unit. That number is on your screen, 210-207-0300.
Topping your morning medical. After 3 years, President Biden signed a bill officially ending the COVID-19 national emergency. Sarah Costa is staying on top of this story and joins us now live in the studio with details. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Mark. It's been a long journey. Former President Donald Trump issued the proclamation back in March of 2020. It temporarily expanded the executive branch's power so it could use money to fight the virus. Yesterday, a White House official says, in part, quote, "We are in a different place than we were in January." After this, the White House says it plans to end a separate public health emergency, which allowed the government to provide those free COVID-19 tests, treatments, and vaccines. The Biden administration plans to end that emergency on May 11th. Last year, legislators extended telehealth flexibilities for another 2 years. This allows healthcare systems around the country to regularly deliver care by smartphone or computer. Now, according to the CDC, more than 1.13 million people in the U.S. have died from COVID-19 over the last 3 years. Mark and Steph.
Topping your morning headlines, a Louisville, Kentucky bank employee opened fire at his workplace, killing at least 5 people and injuring 9 others while live streaming the attack on social media.
As ABC's NWIN reports, police say officers immediately found the shooter and they are credited for saving lives.
This morning, a mass shooting in Louisville, Kentucky, rocking the nation after a bank employee armed with a rifle opened fire at his workplace, killing at least 5 people, injuring several others. Troy Haste says the gunman walked into their crowded conference room and started shooting.
And the lady next to me turned around and said, "What the hell?" And then he just started shooting. Whoever's next to me got shot and hit bloods on me from it.
Haste ran and others scrambled to lock themselves in bathrooms and reportedly hide in the vault.
I thought there was like something like dropping because they were doing some construction. I got up there and the guy was like, "Run, there's a shooter."
Sources tell ABC News the gunman was recently given notice that he was going to be fired and that he left a note for his parents and friends indicating he planned to shoot up the bank. Police say the 25-year-old shooter was live streaming during the attack before officers arrived on the scene within 3 minutes of being dispatched, quickly killing the gunman in a shootout.
And I want to thank them and all our other law enforcement officers for responding and doing their best to try to save some of my friends and many others.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says 2 of the victims were his close friends.
Tommy Elliott helped me build my law career, helped me become governor, gave me advice on being a good dad.
2 Louisville Metro police officers were also shot, including Officer Nicholas Wilt, shot in the head and now in critical but stable condition.
We're also praying for the recovery of Officer Wilt, who heroically and rapidly entered the building. We have to take action.
And overnight, a vigil remembering the victims: Thomas Elliott, Jim Tutt, Josh Barrick, Juliana Farmer, and Deanna Eckert. There have been at least 15 mass shootings since the start of April and 146 so far this year. That's 20 more than this time last year, according to the Gun Violence Archive. NWIN, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, City of San Antonio has a new website to help people find affordable housing. You can find it at housingbasesanantonio.com. The site will help people search for rental units in their budget range and proximity to things like parks, public transit, and grocery stores. Once a profile is created, renters can detail their needs, and city workers will search for the best options.
Time now 6:09 and 58 degrees for now.
Coming up on GMSA, you can now order Domino's from your car with a little help from Apple, how it works for drivers, before 6:30 this morning.
And after the break, some medication called Narcan could mean the difference between life and death. A local doctor tells us how it can stop people from overdosing and how you can get it for free.
As we go outside with live cam, we see flashing lights and flares at 35 and Nogalitos. We'll check back in with Stephen Cavazos coming up in the next few minutes. 6:13 now to our series, Fighting Fentanyl.
This morning, we are talking about Narcan, the medication that stops people from overdosing on opioids and dying. Now, one local doctor is speaking out about how you can get that medication for free.
Our Sarah Costa joins us now in the KSAT newsroom with that story. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, staff. Now, anyone in Texas can get Narcan. It reverses opioid overdoses. The nasal spray looks like allergy nose spray, and it's easy to use. UT Health San Antonio has a program that mails Narcan to your home for free. It is state and federally funded. You can get started by visiting morenarcanplease.com. Here's a local doctor, Lisa Cleveland with UT Health San Antonio, to explain.
Is shipped directly from the manufacturer of the naloxone to an organization, or individuals can go to our website and request just an individual box of naloxone that we can send to their home address.
Well, the program has been around since 2018 and has been distributed more than 700,000 doses throughout Texas. Dr. Cleveland says more Texans are overdosing on fentanyl, so this life-saving medicine is key. Medical experts say Narcan won't have any effect on someone who doesn't have opioids in their bodies, so it's safe to give someone Narcan if you think they may have overdosed on opioids but aren't sure. And happening today, the Texas House is expected to give final approval on a bill to legalize fentanyl test strips. Those strips can verify whether a drug has traces of fentanyl. Supporters of the bill say it could help prevent accidental and deadly overdoses. Similar legislation failed to make it on the floor in the last session. If the Texas House passes the bill, it would still need approval from the Senate. Mark and staff.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
Time now 6:14, and I was looking that there's some flashing lights over at I-35 in Nogalitos. Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
Yeah, guys, unfortunately, we do have a pretty serious crash here at 35. Let's get a wider look at TransGuide. You can see that exit ramp looks like it's blocked off, and I spoke to our friends at TransGuide. This is as you're approaching the northbound lanes at 35 near Nogalitos. Again, that exit ramp is completely blocked off as first responders are working to clear this scene up. Now, in terms of injuries, no word yet on any injuries or the extent of any injuries. We always hope everyone's doing okay out there, but we want you to be aware of these types of situations, especially as we get closer to morning rush when the commute can get very busy. Now, thankfully, we're not seeing a huge buildup out there just yet. 35 northbound near Nogalitos is where that crash has been pinpointed. I'm trying to look for different solutions and prepare for that in case we do see congestion, but right now, that doesn't seem to be the case. Giving you a wide look at the map, it's a little bit more relief out there. Plenty of green, but a lot of active construction as we've been talking about throughout the morning. But the real concern will be right here at 35 northbound at Nogalitos, where we do have those flashing lights. We're getting ready to send a push alert out in the next few minutes or so. So make sure you have your KSAT mobile app downloaded, the notifications turned on, because that's how we update you on incidents like this. Again, no word yet on any injuries, but let's hope everyone's doing okay out there.
Hope so. Thank you, Stephen.
You bet.
And we're hoping to see more of the sun today.
We will see more of the sun as the day rolls on. It's actually going to be a really nice spring day. Temperatures are going to be just a couple of notches below normal, upper 70s, normal being 80, and the humidity is going to be okay as well. So I was out in the backyard doing some work yesterday, and it was like, ooh, it's not oppressively humid, but just enough to
a little bit
to make you notice it.
Did you literally say that out loud in the middle of the yard?
The dog was there.
Oh, okay. So we have a witness.
Taking note.
And then I threw the ball for him and he ignored me. So anyway, 56 this morning and some patchy fog around the area. Not everybody is seeing fog, but if you do, there could be a little bit of mist on the roads as well. And then 77 high temperature today with mostly sunny skies. Wind out of the northeast, and that's what's continuing to help hold that humidity in check. And yesterday, as you can see over there, cheerful rays of the sun as the sun was setting after we had all those clouds all morning long and had a few kind of leftover showers and a couple of thunderstorms out to the west. So thank you very much for that picture there, Oscar. Appreciate that. All right, looking over there toward the east, we don't see much of anything really going on, and maybe a little bit of fuzz around some of the street lights because there's that hint of fog. Now up around Kerrville, half-mile visibility down to 3/4 of a mile at Gonzales. So again, just a couple of patches where it's getting much thicker. Still good out there at the airport, at Randolph, at Stinson, but Port SA has a hint of fog there. Bernie Stage and New Braunfels kind of been going a little bit back and forth. And again, other than Kerrville and Gonzales, nobody is reporting less than 1 mile visibility in and around the area. So just these hints, but we'll still keep watching it for the next couple of hours. Temperatures are in the 50s. We are at 60 as of right now, but then 48 Bernie Stage, 52 at Bulverde, and not much of a breeze out there. Now, as I was talking about with the humidity, it is below 60 right now. Dew point temperatures are, but with those dew points really close to the air temperature and not much of a breeze and clear skies, that's why we are seeing some of that fog out there. Then you go upstairs in the atmosphere and we've got just some bone dry air. This darker shade of gray indicates some very, very dry air upstairs. And that's why once we get rid of any of this morning fog around here, going to be just beautiful. A lot of sunshine today. All right, here's a long-range computer model. And this one, of course, tends to kind of paint with a very wide brush. And so that's why once we get into, going to have nice weather today, tomorrow, Thursday, still pretty good. A few clouds on there, hint more humidity. Then we get into Friday, and Friday evening, a couple of showers going to be possible in the overnight hours and maybe the wee hours of Saturday. A lot of clouds hanging around here on Saturday, a lot more in the way of humidity on Saturday. And then as we go into the evening hours, there is a front that's going to be moving on through, and that's going to touch off a couple of showers, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms, especially down to the south. And that'll be into early Sunday morning. But behind that, we've got that front coming on in here, and that's going to get rid of the humidity, which will move back on in here on Saturday. So, yeah, pretty hot and humid Saturday, Sunday. Great looking day. 72 at noon today, partly cloudy skies. High temperature is going to make it up to 77. Again, the normal high is 80, so right about where we should be. Humidity is going to be comfortable today. Really nice day. And tomorrow, still a good looking day. We start off in the low 50s, and we'll have some more patchy fog around here. Then we'll see 79 degrees, up to 80 on Thursday. And Friday, definitely a bit more humidity going into Saturday, a couple of showers here or there. And that front's going to move through late Saturday. So that'll touch off a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. But then lower humidity for Sunday and Monday. And once again, temperatures just ever so slightly below normal. However, right now, it is looking like that lower humidity will not stick around into next week. We will have more humidity, another rain chance right before the start of Fiesta midweek next week.
And then we'll get that rain rock ready.
Oh, yes.
Yes, for the week for the week after that for Nyosa.
We will.
Thanks, Mike.
Party's coming, folks. 6:20, 58 degrees.
And just ahead, a warning from the FBI about charging your phone in places like airports or malls, while you could be giving criminals your information without even knowing it.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can dramatically relieve RA and PSA symptoms, including fatigue for some. It can stop joint damage, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Done settling?
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq.
And take back what's yours.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a warning from the FBI.
It's travel season, and we're all out there trying to make sure that when we're on the road, hotels, airports, malls, you name it, that our phones can stay charged. The concern is a public charging station. It's not necessarily monitored.
The FBI issuing a tweet cautioning you against using free charging stations in airports, hotels, or shopping centers, warning you could be unwittingly giving a criminal all the information off your phone.
These public charging stations could be tampered with by people with nefarious intent. They could install malware or monitoring software on your device, which could allow them to see things like usernames, passwords, who you choose to bank with. That's all very problematic.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll share tips for keeping your devices safe. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
In your consumer headlines, you may want to reconsider posting those private messages on Twitter. A feature called Twitter Circles is only supposed to reach a select group of people, but users say their posts are showing up on For You timelines, which means those private tweets may not be so private. Twitter has not yet commented on those reports.
YouTube Premium users have more features to choose from, so subscribers now have higher quality video for web and iOS users. There's also support for co-watching videos on FaceTime through Apple's SharePlay.
And you can now order Domino's Pizza using Apple's CarPlay. Users can quickly place their favorite pickup order by tapping on the Domino's app. To customize your pizza, tap the Call to Order button and give the store instructions just using your voice.
Sounds pretty cool. Time now 6:25 and 58 degrees for now.
Still ahead on 6:30, a messy situation for a West Side neighborhood. What we've learned about a water main break that had SAWS crews working overnight.
Love the Riverwalk. There's so much about the city that I enjoy, and I'm excited to visit again and get to see everyone.
The San Antonio Book Festival is just days away, and we're going to introduce you to one author who is embracing his culture and heritage through poetry.
And outside right now at TransGuide, our city is growing by leaps and bounds, and that means a lot of traffic and rarely incident-free mornings. Here's one that we're tracking right now, 35 and Nogalitos. We'll talk to Stephen coming up.
This morning on GMSA, we are getting our first look at the man who's facing charges after a 5-hour standoff involving his 2 children and a SWAT team. How Bexar County deputies were able to end things peacefully.
Outside with live cam, we are on the lookout for some fog in some spots, particularly in the outlying areas. But right now, we're looking really good on the roads here in town. And a good morning to you, 6:30 on your Tuesday, April 11th.
Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good day yesterday. Today, I'm looking forward to that sunshine.
And Mike, I know we're getting so closer to summer, and I see a hint of the sunrise out there already on the eastern horizon?
Yeah, sun comes up at 7:12 now.
Okay.
So we're only, 40 minutes away from that. So yeah, there's that hint of that glow. What's your explanation, Mark, for this right here you were saying?
Off the record, I call it a squirrel rave. There's a small party that we cannot see happening around that sign right there.
Invited guests only.
But they've been tearing it up all night over there off 410. Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah.
They do not have a certificate of occupancy, though.
Anyway, somebody's got to change a light bulb over there. But yes, that is the glow of the morning sunrise out there already. We've got a lot of clear skies this morning, and temperature stands at 58. So we drop back down a couple of degrees. Dew points at 55. So yes, comfortable when you have dew points, the measure of moisture in the atmosphere below 60. But when these two numbers are very close, then you have relatively high humidity with the clear skies. That's been allowing all the heat to escape out into space, and so therefore we do have some fog in places. Now, Kerrville that's actually improved up to 2 miles right now. Still good at the airport. Randolph Stinson, a hint of it there at Port SA. Gonzales has some fog, and going down 35, you're going to run into some of that as well out in portions of the hill country. Nothing too awfully thick out there right now. Obviously, we just kind of keep watching it. It'll be something we have to deal with in places for the next hour or two. 58 in town, 50 Bernie Stage, Comfort, 52 Bulverde. We're actually right about normal, 57 being the normal low temperature. Mold and Oak are on the high side. The updated count's going to come out in just a couple of, about an hour maybe. And Pecan and Grass are on the low side. So cool this morning, seasonably cool out there. Patchy fog, and then later on this afternoon, it's going to be a really nice spring day. Plenty of sunshine. We'll be in the upper 70s, still just a couple of degrees shy of the normal high. Humidity is going to be comfortable as well. Tomorrow, we'll start off the same, little patchy fog here and there, and another very nice spring day. But we'll start to get a little bit warmer, and we'll still have a lot more sunshine. A few more clouds, though, hanging around on Thursday. And then more humidity Friday going into Saturday. Perhaps a shower late Friday, but especially late Saturday. A few of those thunderstorms in the evening hours and overnight as the next front approaches here. And that's going to set us up for a beautiful Sunday as well as Monday. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, I think we need some sunglasses. Not quite yet, but...
Yeah, not yet. But we do want people to keep their focus out there for sure, Mike. 35 at Nogalitos. We still have that crash reported by TxDOT, and it is not in a good area, folks, because if you're traveling northbound along 35, let's say from Lytle, this is going to impact your commute. Notice that exit has been blocked off, and a few minutes ago, you may have received a push alert on your phone. So, again, make sure you have that KSAT mobile app downloaded along with the notifications turned on, because we do warn you about incidents like this so you can start planning ahead. Notice traffic's also coming to a bit of a slowdown there, so yeah, not looking good. We do see that crash reported in the northbound lanes at near Nogalitos, but we're not seeing a delay just yet. It could be because it's still pretty early, but it's an area that we're going to have to watch very closely as the commute starts shaping up. And the closer I look, I actually notice that there's a little bit of yellow that's actually building behind that icon out there. So watch out as the commute does get rolling. We are starting to see a little bit more of these incidents pop up on our roadways. So let's go ahead and take a drive over here to the far west side of Bexar County, US 90 eastbound at Ray Ellison. We have an abandoned vehicle that appears to be causing a bit of a delay out there. I'm not seeing any cameras in this particular stretch of 90, but I am seeing a bit of a slowdown. Again, 90 is one of those areas where we see a lot of folks making their commute in from Castroville. So we're going to see some delays at this hour, especially when there is an incident like an abandoned vehicle out there. Not a good area to have any situation, but we are watching this area very closely as well. Plenty of flashing lights out there. Situation does not look good. Again, no word yet on any injuries, but we hope everyone's doing okay. But right now, traffic seems to be impacted at this hour. We'll continue to keep a close eye on things and have those updates throughout the morning. Mark, Steph.
Thank you. 2 toddlers and a woman shot at a home on the city's north side last night. 2 other children in the home narrowly avoid being shot.
It happened in the Oak Park Northwood community near New Braunfels and Robin Hood Lane. That is just north of Alamo Heights. Our Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio with the latest. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Steph. So as a woman and 2 toddlers ages 1 to 3 years old, they are in surgery overnight after a domestic violence shooting last night on San Antonio's north side. According to Police Chief William McManus, police were called to the 500 block of Robin Hood Place around 7 p.m. last night. McManus says officers found a 28-year-old woman on the sidewalk who had been shot. They also found 2 children ages between 1 and 3 had been shot. The police chief says 2 boys ages 8 and 11 had enough insight and were able to escape the home from that shooter. One broke a sliding glass door. The other child broke through a window in a bedroom to get out. The injured woman and children who were shot were taken to a local hospital for surgery. Chief McManus says he is unsure if the family had domestic violence calls before, but says this situation is frustrating.
This is infuriating. With all of the resources and effort that we've put into assisting domestic violence victims and trying to prevent these things from happening, here we are tonight with a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 28-year-old mom shot by her intimate partner.
Their conditions of the 3 victims unclear at this time, but we do know it's serious. McManus says the 2 boys who escaped seem to be in good shape. Police took a 50-year-old man into custody at a home about a mile away, who McManus says shot the woman and the 2 children. And now to those 3 young children in a separate story. They're left grieving after the deadly shooting of their mother. This morning, the family is pleading for the suspected murderer to surrender to police before her funeral so they can have closure. 33-year-old Gabrielle was shot while picking up dinner on April 6 at Commercial and Southwest Military with her estranged husband when she was shot. San Antonio police say he was the intended target. The suspect wanted in connection with the murder that happened back last Thursday is still on the run. Gabrielle worked with special needs children and is remembered for working hard to provide for her kids under 13 years old. Many in the community have poured in donations for those children. Her family says she never asked for much.
You took a kind person and erased them from this world just because you could. And she didn't deserve that. And I think that you need to turn yourself in and make everything right. She was beautiful on the outside, on the inside. She was the most humble person, non-confrontational person you would have ever met.
Well, police have issued an arrest warrant for Roland Contreras in her murder. On Friday, police say he evaded officers after an hours-long standoff at a home on Ferndale and Humboldt. Now back to that first story involving those 2 children and 28-year-old woman who were shot on the city's north side, just north of Alamo Heights. The chief had a strong message about the effort that goes into preventing domestic violence, saying, quote, "It affects everyone and anyone. There are no class barriers," end quote. Now, when we get updates about the conditions of the woman and those toddlers shot, we will update you on air and online. Mark and Steph.
Sarah. This morning, we are getting a first look at the man that was in a 5-hour standoff with the Bexar County law enforcement yesterday. That standoff ended peacefully when the kids walked out safely, eventually followed by their father, 32-year-old Marlon Avita Reyes. He was immediately arrested, charged with assault strangulation for the incident that started that standoff. Bexar County Sheriff's deputies got to the house around 4:30 yesterday morning. The mother of the 2 children got away and called for help. Extra law enforcement also surrounded that area because the house was across the street from East Central High School. The district sent parents a message saying the campus was not involved in that incident but was locking doors out of extra precaution. The school returned to normal after the scene was cleared.
A local jury took just under 2 hours to find a man guilty in a 2019 shooting that left 1 man dead, another hurt. Brandon Guzman was convicted of shooting and killing 22-year-old Justin Larrabee inside his apartment on July 29, 2019. Larrabee's roommate was also shot after returning home and finding Guzman trying to steal items from their apartment. Guzman is expected to be sentenced by a judge in May. He could get anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison.
A messy situation is over for a West Side neighborhood after SAWS crews fixed a major water main break. Crews were working all night on Woley Drive near Culebra Road. A worker we spoke to around 4:30 this morning says everything is now fixed and the water is restored. The full story is right now on our website at ksat.com.
Also looking at, we have a big announcement later this morning at 10 o'clock over at the Alamo Dome.
The high school football teams for the 2023 KSAT Pigskin Classic at the Alamo Dome have been chosen, and we're going to tell you who at 10. So we're going to stream this announcement live on ksat.com, KSAT Plus, BGC, and the KSAT News app and YouTube. Just like last year, we will bring you all the details on the air and online to get you ready for the games. Our second annual KSAT Pigskin Classic will be even bigger than last season, so be sure to tune in later this morning at 10 a.m.
Yeah, 4 games this year.
Yeah, it's
1 on
packed.
Friday, 3 on Saturday at the Dome. Can't wait. 640, 57 degrees.
After the break, how one artist learned to use poetry as a way to not only express himself, but also celebrate his Mexican heritage.
Good morning and welcome back. The San Antonio Book Festival is gearing up for their 11th year, and as they do, we are taking a look at some of the authors heading to San Antonio for it. This morning, Max Massey introduces us to Jose Olivares. He is the son of Mexican immigrants who uses his culture and life experience in his poems.
Growing up in Chicago, Jose Olivares embraced his heritage and his culture, but he wondered why it wasn't being talked about. His curiosity, well, it led him to poetry.
Growing up, I was always told just to be quiet, keep my head low, and follow the rules. And what I found when I entered high school is that I had a lot of questions and nowhere to ask them. So poetry was the first place that I found where we were allowed to ask questions and kind of write our own stories.
After high school, Olivares would go on to release his debut book of poems, Citizen Illegal. And it was a hit, earning him multiple awards. Following his debut release, he then released a new book of poems, Promises of Gold.
It is a book of love poems written during the pandemic. So the poems are both sweet and complicated.
This will be Olivares' second time attending the San Antonio Book Festival, and he says he's excited to be coming back to a city he loves, especially since he has a poem in his book dedicated to the Alamo City.
There is a poem called Ode to Tortillas that was specifically inspired by being in San Antonio. I just want to say I really enjoy San Antonio. I love the food and the culture. I love the Riverwalk. There's so much about the city that I enjoy. And I'm excited to visit again and get to see everyone.
When it comes to his Mexican culture, he hopes his poems will help people celebrate the culture all around the world.
For me, it's less about spreading the word about Mexican culture and more so getting a chance to celebrate and really connect with all of the people that I've already been in community with.
You have a chance to meet this poet by heading to the San Antonio Book Festival April 15th at the Central Library and UTSA Southwest Campus. For more information on Olivares and the festival, just head to ksat.com. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Max. And here's a quick reminder about the San Antonio Book Festival. It's happening next Saturday, April 15th. The festival starts at 9 a.m. and goes until 5 p.m. at the Central Library and UTSA Southwest Campus in downtown San Antonio. This is a free, family-friendly event that draws thousands of festival goers downtown for a day full of author presentations, panel discussions, book sales, signings, and more. Of course, we have all of that information right now on ksat.com.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yes.
April 15th.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've heard promotions about it, and now it's finally here. I'm glad it's happening like there at the newly renovated Central Library. I know a lot of the activities happen outdoors, but it'll be nice to see.
They do have some panel discussions and stuff inside, but it'll be beautiful. You're right.
Yeah, it'll be good weather.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, guys.
And for now, let's go ahead and check in with Steven. Still that accident there at I-35 in Nogalitos.
Unfortunately, guys, we don't have a good update here. 35 in Nogalitos, we still see plenty of flashing lights. Again, no word yet on any injuries, but we hope everyone's doing okay. I'm getting ready to send an email to the San Antonio Police Department to see if we can get some information confirmed. But notice 35 northbound is a lot busier than where we last left you. So we're going to see some slowdowns, but unfortunately, it's not the only incident we're tracking this morning. We're going to just go ahead and start here. This abandoned vehicle off US 90 eastbound near Ray Ellison. You could see a big buildup taking place out there, and this could just be normal traffic, but watch out because we're not sure where that abandoned vehicle is located because unfortunately there are no TransGuide cameras that can show us the conditions, but we'll see what we can do about getting a peek maybe around the area. So let's go ahead and take a drive a little bit further in. As you approach 35 northbound at Nogalitos, you're going to see that slowdown as I just mentioned. This is going to be an issue, especially now that we're at the start of morning rush. So the more people people get out there, the more congestion we're going to start to see on our map. So let's just go ahead and watch out. But also have to take you up here to the northeast side along 35 northbound at Evans Road. We have another incident reported that does appear to be causing another slowdown. So that is what's expected. It's the start of a very busy hour here, but we're going to get you through it. Things aren't looking too good at 35 northbound, but we're going to watch that area very closely throughout the morning. But for some relief, we're going to go ahead and leave it right here at 10 at Pro-Bent, where you can see the sun is peeking out. Not a bad shot, and maybe some relief for some drivers. So as Mike said, sunglasses a little bit later may be a good idea.
Especially eastbound, because we've got a gorgeous sunrise in store. So, and spring flowers, and with those they attract caterpillars and monarch butterfly caterpillars.
Very pretty.
Yeah, something like that.
Gonna be butterflies.
Gonna be a butterfly.
Yes,
so,
yes.
And he will make I always forget, butterflies chrysalis or cocoon? Chrysalis, I believe.
Our expert just walked out.
I know. All right. Hey, Acosta, get back in here. Anyway, beautiful picture. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. And speaking of sunglasses and looking off to the east, yes, you will definitely need them. Got a couple of clouds out there. We've had some clear skies overnight. That is actually helping out with some of the fog. That's been allowing temperatures, not sleeping with a blanket on you, allowing temperatures to drop down somewhat. So 3/4 of a mile visibility now. Pleasanton, that's really dropped down. Gonzales at 4 up in Kerrville, so that has actually improved. Junction's just a half mile and then 1.25 miles down around Cotulla. So this thicker fog down here to the south, and a lot of times that tends to kind of drift a little further northward. So watch it on the south side of Bexar County, around Stinson, over the course of the next half hour, 45 minutes. 50s all around the area. We're at basically our normal low temperature, which is 57 degrees. There's a light breeze out there, or no wind to speak of, and with the relatively high humidity, even though it's comfortable when you step outside, relatively high humidity, those clear skies, light wind. That's why we're seeing some of this morning fog. Temperatures, we are going to see a lot more sunshine. Temperatures will warm up fairly quickly, make it up to 72 at noon, and then we top off at 77 later on this afternoon. So that'll be just about 3 degrees below the normal high temperature. Low humidity. It's going to be really nice out there. And as you can see, looking outside with live cam right now, we've got a lot of blue skies, and that's thanks to this dry air upstairs in the atmosphere. This darker shade indicates very dry air when you go upstairs, and so that's why it's going to be just a fantastic day today. So temperatures stay just slightly below normal today and tomorrow. A couple of very nice spring days. 80 on Thursday. Humidity is going to start to creep back in here, and especially on Saturday. It's going to be hot and humid on Saturday, but then that front's going to cool us down somewhat Sunday, Monday. And as you can see, the morning low temperature on Saturday is going to be very, very warm thanks to that humidity. But we get rid of that, and that will allow temperatures to be a little more pleasant for low temperatures going into Sunday and the first part of next week. So the forecast today, we are going to be up to 72 at noon, partly cloudy skies, and then a high temperature up to 77. Nice day. Pleasant humidity out there, plenty of sunshine, light breeze out of the northeast. And tomorrow, another very nice day. Thursday, still pretty good. A few more clouds around on Thursday. Friday, 82, maybe a shower late Friday night or a storm, and a slightly better chance for some rain late Saturday night. And that front moves through, and it's going to clear us out Sunday and Monday.
We don't see 90s there.
No.
Not yet.
Well, I mean,
Close.
a lot of folks are going to be seeing that on Saturday. I kind of fudged a degree just
to make it nicer.
To make it not seem
okay. We appreciate you. Thanks, Mike.
651, 57 degrees.
Let's look out there with live cam. Well, at least no 90s today. Right now, 57. Beautiful sunrise out there. We'll be right back.
Time check. We are approaching 6:55 and a huge stretch of light along 90 at 410. Our friends at TransGuide were able to get us a shot. Take that in for a second, folks, because we do actually have an incident that is causing that delay. Not a good area, unfortunately. It does look like an abandoned vehicle is being reported in that area, but obviously very busy commute right now. This is just one of those shots that makes you really want to stay home. But if you have to head out in the next few minutes, be prepared, because we see that abandoned vehicle located right there as you approach Loop 410 near Ray Ellison in the eastbound lanes. Already a very busy area. So watch out closely. But we do also have a crash we're watching also at 35 northbound at Nogalitos. Looks like some delay is actually seeing some improvement improvement. Now, no word yet on any injuries, but we hope everyone's doing okay. Still have to keep a very close eye over here off 35 northbound at Evans Road, where we have another incident leading to some slowdowns. Overall, very busy morning commute, but we're going to watch things closely, Mike.
Thank you very much, sir. And just a glorious start this morning here in town. You can see looking off to the east, the sun is going to be coming up in about roughly 15 minutes. And yeah, spectacular sunrise. Do have some fog, though, down there around Pleasanton, especially 3/4 of a mile visibility. Patches of it heading out 10 to the east, 10 up into the hill country. Port SA has some fog, 57 degrees right now, 50 up in Comfort, Bulverde, and then a beautiful day today, 77 degrees, low humidity. So really nice, pleasant spring day.
Not bad at all.
Well, enjoy today. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yes, we will see you back here for GMSA at 9. Good Morning America is coming up next right here on KSAT 12.